Welcome to Disney A History, a podcast where we discuss the history of different Disney characters and their impact on pop culture throughout the ages. My name is Lauren, and along with my co-host Abby, we thank you for joining us on this magical adventure. Hello, everyone! On this episode, we are going to give a brief introduction into who we are, why we love Disney, and the purpose of this podcast. So, Abby, how did we meet?
We met on our Disney College program. More specifically, we met on Facebook beforehand. And I didn't really talk much in the group, but yet you allowed me into your roommates. And then we lived together and became best friends.
Yes, we did the Disney College program. That group chat was really something, I tell you. I felt like I vibed with most people in there, but you and one other girl never messaged back, and I was like, do they really want to be our roommates? And then we found out some stuff later from the other girl of why she didn't really message us, which became an issue throughout our whole program.
And then I didn't message you guys because I was drowning in finals.
Yeah, which was completely understandable.
Yeah, artwork is not something I can text and do at the same time.
Yeah, definitely.
But it all worked out. I mean, even the worst roommate wasn't bad. We all got along. And I mean, we made a lot of memories together as a group and as smaller groups.
Yes, and us two had the strongest bond. Our humor just vibed with each other. I laughed at almost everything you said, and you gave me a few courtesy laughs occasionally. So
it also really helped that we were both in merchandise, so our schedules aligned really well. We got home around the same time, and we were always hungry after because our breaks come very early in the shift.
yes. And that brings us into our next question. What was our role? We were both merchandise. I worked at a resort, and Abby worked at Disney Springs.
It was World of Disney, and then halfway through the program, I picked up everywhere I could just get as much experience as possible. And also, at the time, World Disney was under construction, and it was super hot and split into two different stores, and it was crazy, and you can't handle crazy every single day. You gotta give it a break sometimes.
Yes, this was in spring 2018 was when we did our program, and there was a bunch of crazy things going on. And while Abby picked up everywhere she could, I stayed at my location most of the time because of crippling anxiety. I picked up one shift at the other Disney store. What was the other one called? It wasn't World Disney.
Disney Corner.
Corner! Yes, I picked up a Disney Corner.
I did not like Disney Corner. I tried to repress those memories.
The only thing I didn't like about it, I thought I had fun there, but I didn't like the all concrete floors because I worked on carpet and that. Oh my gosh, my legs were jacked up after that.
I don't even know why I didn't like Disney Corner. It just didn't have that magical vibe as the main store did. Even during construction, I just felt it more over there, and I could just never get into the magical mood at Corner. But other people loved it so much that they always traded their main store ones for Corner, so everyone had a different point of view on that situation.
Yeah, as someone that worked at a small resort with 6 registers, I definitely preferred the smaller environment that Disney Corner offered. All right. And we lived a Vista Way, RIP.
I actually got to live there twice.
You did, yeah. And now I saw an article that they're selling.
Oh, yeah, I saw that too.
I was like, how tragic.
Good luck to the new owners, though. A lot of those apartments are a mess.
Oh my gosh.
But the pools there are nice. I'll give them that.
Oh, well, they used to have hot tubs, but that's a subject for another podcast.
It's just an awkward bump there now.
And I have a few of my favorite memories from the program. What were some of yours?
Well, a lot of them we can't really talk about, but my favorite one was when we first started and didn't even finish our introduction courses, and we snuck into the alumni parties, which I feel like we can admit now because we are alum and are allowed in. But yeah, we got in there and everything was basically closing, so We got to talk to some people and stand in line and never get to meet the characters, but we took pictures at their sets, which was a ton of fun. I tried to steal the jewels from Aladdin's area, which was Haiti meat in there, and got some really cool pictures from it. But I didn't actually steal them, just like for photos.
You say we snuck in. I say we happened upon it because we were resort hopping and we were at the Contemporary and we were walking around because I mean, I have a thing for Disney bathrooms. It's a weird thing of mine that I like Disney bathrooms because I think they're super cool.
And Universal.
Oh my gosh, Universal. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, I do. Rating the bathrooms at Universal was one of the most fun things that we did. But going back to resort hopping, because we didn't have park access yet, we were trying to visit every resort on that Disney had. That didn't happen. Spoiler alert. But we that first week when we didn't have park access, we went to a lot of them. So, and the Contemporary was one of the ones because we did like the monorail crawl around MK, and that was fun. And we found the alumni party, and we found that weird Dick Van Dyke poster in the bathroom.
It was worth it though. Like even though we didn't really get to do anything in the party, like it was just a fun memory.
Yeah, I mean, my one of our other roommates, the one that I shared a room with, she was in the party. Like she went to the party. She had already done a program, and so but I don't think she bought a ticket or anything. But it was just that the meet and greet thing. So, um, she was in there talking to old alumni that she had done a program with before, and she was like, "No, y'all come in. Like it's okay. Like no one's gonna care." And she was like, "Y'all can get some like food and punch." And I was like, "Oh no, like I'm here, but I ain't that here."
Yeah, I just call it sneaking in because we didn't pay where other people did. So I feel like it's more like sneaking in, even though the party was basically over.
Yeah, but we didn't like go searching it out.
No, it was definitely accidental.
Yeah, and it wasn't intentional. So that was it was a happening. It just happened.
Actually, also at the Contemporary, I was resort hopping one day just because I had to wait for I had like lunch somewhere, and I was like, well, I might as well just hop until it's time to get ready to go. And I wandered around the resort, and then I found out that they were just doing a movie showing, and they gave me free popcorn and a little medal for being the first person in there. And like I admitted that I don't actually stay there. And they were like, whatever, like you're the first one here, just take everything. So I love the Contemporary.
Yeah, I like the Contemporary too. I don't know if I would ever stay there. One, because of the price point. Two, because it's not my aesthetic. There are other resorts that I like better. But yeah. And then another time, that was same week, same pre-program, like few days before the program actually started, we went to the boardwalk, and that is my top favorite resort. We were exploring around the inside and we found oh my gosh, this is the greatest moment. There was this door and we thought it had windows. It had curtains. And like I was going to tap the glass even though like my mom told me not to smudge windows. I like went to touch the glass and my hand went through the window pane. And I was like, "Oh my god." I was like so shook that my hand went through the window. And then we decided to like jiggle the doors to see if they would open, and it was just a deadbolt, just a regular deadbolt. I thought it was like a set piece that didn't move, but no, it had a real doorknob, a real deadbolt, and fake windows. And so we opened the windows, the doors, I mean, and we there was a little balcony that looked over into this like sitting room, like in a fancy house that has a parlor or something, and that people have tea in. And so I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And again, in my weird brain, I thought it was a set. I thought it was fake. And I was like, oh man, I wish we could go down there.
And then I was like, there's an elevator right there. Let's see if we can go find it. So we went down, and it literally opened up right to the left. Super easy to find, not even a door there.
There
And we
was a
just
door,
walked.
but it was open, wide open.
So that was wide open, and then you walk in. It's just like a little sitting room, somewhere where you want to like sit and have tea. And then we went over to the doors, and the curtain was there. And again, Lauren went to tap on the window, and that one actually had windows because it led to outside. And then I unlocked the door, and we walked outside, and it was like perfect timing because we were able to see the fireworks.
from Illuminations. Yeah,
when that was a thing.
R.I.P. Illuminations. That's why Illuminations was one of my favorite fireworks shows, just because we happened upon that magical balcony to have these magical fireworks in the view of the magical Eiffel Tower that sparkled and shined. And that is my favorite memory of our program. And now we are going to talk about our favorite memories of Disney media as a whole. So, Abby, what is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie, that's a hard one. It depends on what I'm in the mood for. When I'm sick, my favorite one is going to be Tangled. When I want to clean, my favorite one is Cinderella. And then my just go to, like, I just want to sit down and watch a movie and relax, is probably Robin Hood.
Robin Hood, really?
I know it's not a popular one, but I really like the intro, that whistling that gets stuck in your head. Love it. And then, I don't know, just like, he's so cute. And I love like the message of like just like treating everyone like they're humans and not treating them like they're dirt. And I love the snake in it too, the one that like always knows what's going on, but he's never listening. The king, Prince John.
Yeah.
And then the ending when the king finally comes back too. It made Marion and him dancing and how it like copies Snow White. Oh, it's just beautiful.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're more of a classic post princess era fan, I would say. Would you say that?
Yeah.
I'm my biggest vibe is the Renaissance era. I just I mean everybody loves the Renaissance era, but like that was my jam was the Renaissance.
And why?
So my favorite movies are definitely like my earliest Disney memory and the reason I love Disney is because of Lion King. My parents used to manage movie theaters when I was a kid, like a baby, and until I was like I don't know maybe 3. And we would go like I could watch any movie I wanted, and I would go and watch Lion King every single time while it was on, and I would watch it over and over and over. And when it came out on VHS, I watched it over and over and over. But today, I would like my top. I don't have a top favorite. Like that's a rude question to me. I was like, don't ask my favorite child, okay? Like you can't do that to people. You can't ask who their favorite child is, and that's what I
That's why I
feel.
had to give multiple. Like I had to list like why they're my favorite, like when they are my favorite.
Mm-hmm. Because you do you. Well, no, you don't like Dumbo. You just like elephants, correct?
Yeah, I don't like Dumbo. It's like really sad and I just don't enjoy it. I get bored during it.
Yeah. Well, that's how I feel about that whole section of Disney. Like, I don't vibe with Peter Pan. I don't vibe with Robin Hood or Jungle Book or those kind of movies. I do love Aristocats, but that's kind of the princesses and the Renaissance, which houses a lot of princesses, are my favorites. And oh my gosh, I definitely have a special place in my heart for Rapunzel.
She's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I vibe with her on a spiritual level. So like she inspires me.
I vibe with her innocence, but yet wanting to go on adventures, which like I really understand. I know I don't understand the world, but yet I want to go see it, and I know that I'm not going to interact with it the way that other people are, just like her.
Exactly. Not that I've been kept captive, but I do like she's very special to me. So what are some of your favorite songs?
Um, how about you first?
Okay. Um let's see. I love When Will My Life Begin. I love 99% of the Princess Want songs. I like those. One that gets stuck in my head the most is probably Cinderella's. A dream is a wish your heart makes. I mean again, Alan Menken is a musical genius.
So for me, um, I own some CDs, and I used to listen to them a lot, which would be Lion King and Tarzan and Mulan. But I wouldn't necessarily say they're my favorites because I don't like listening to whole albums. I like listening to different songs to fit my mood. So I guess my favorite would be like Touch the Sky, Go the Distance, Zero to Hero, I'll Make a Man Out of You, For the First Time in Forever, just like random ones. One jump ahead, just whatever gets like in the mood for like going and doing stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I can share my Disney playlist on another platform, like just to have for available to our listeners. But yeah, I definitely have a list of my favorites for different moods and different vibes.
Yeah, like I have like three different Disney playlists for whatever I'm doing. So that way like I get my different moods in there. Plus I mean you also have happily ever after. And like that's the mood all on its own.
Yeah. You know, it was a big trend in our program for like our YouTuber vloggers to they did a big collaboration for Happily Ever After and I was like, I mean the song's good. I don't know, but that video they did was so cringe. I don't know, it ruined the song for me.
It was kind of ruined for me the first program. But my second program, the spring 2020, that one where I actually worked in Magic Kingdom, it became special again. So whenever I'm starting to miss Disney, I just play that.
That's good. Yeah. Whenever I miss Disney, I actually there's this Mrs. Myers scent, um, the honeysuckle scent in the cleaning spray. Not the hand soap. The hand soap doesn't smell like it, but the actual like surface cleaner smells like the Soarin' flying over the island one, and it's also the Banshee scent at Pandora Flight of Passage, whatever it's called. Sorry, Animal Kingdom lovers.
Yeah, I also have wax melts with like four different scents from Disney. So whatever park I'm feeling, I have a scent for it that I can just put on as long as like it's not causing fire. Like, gotta be
Right.
conscious of that. We don't do it during Christmas season.
Also, possible bonus TikTok coming soon is going to be Violet Lemonade. I Flower and Garden, which we can talk about our favorite parks now. My favorite park is well, it's a tie between Epcot and Animal Kingdom, but Epcot Flower and Garden is everything to me. I would die for that festival. And one of my favorite items there is the violet lemonade. And I found a recipe for it on Pinterest. I had to order a special syrup for it, but it's a violet syrup and it's not exact, but I mean, I don't know what the missing ingredient is. My best guess would be pixie dust, but I mean, how that's on the black market. So I don't have access to pixie dust, but it's very very close and it's like a vibe and I'm obsessed with it. I just put it if I get like a lemonade from Chick-fil-A or Cane's, I'll just put some violet lemonade syrup or violet syrup in there.
Mine would be Animal Kingdom. Epcot is also a close tie, but Animal Kingdom, I love to work there and I love to play there. So that's what ranking it above Epcot. I never wanted to work at Epcot. The stores are great and all, but just not my vibe. It's not Disney enough for me to want to work in. Kind of like the Disney corner. But the thing I love about Animal Kingdom is all the animals like that you can walk to do like some animal safari stuff, and then you have the animal safari ride. I also love dinosaurs, and then I really love Pandora at night. And that the slushy drink, the like pink and green one, that one tastes amazing.
Midnight
I love
Blossom.
getting that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one, amazing. And the food in Pandora is actually really good too. I love the cheesecake dome thing. It's really pretty and tastes amazing. And then the steak with the rice, amazing. I don't know what anything's called, just by the way.
That's the Tuli Bowl.
Yeah, I'm not good with names. I'm good with the pictures.
That's why Animal Kingdom was one of my favorites because the food there, because like Epcot has the festivals, but the food at Animal Kingdom, just the food they have all the time, is the best food in the parks. Like, if you're hungry and you just want to go in for a meal, go to Animal Kingdom, please. The barbecue place at the front is
Flaming tree.
yes, is really good. But yeah, my favorite again is Pandora. Their food, the satuli bowls, guys. You have to get it. I get the rice, the chicken, and the creamy herb dressing
That's
with
what I
the
get too.
with the little popping bobas.
I get it with the chicken or the steak, and then over at Flaming Tree, I get um, the mac and cheese barbecue.
Yes, yes,
And
that
then
is so
the my favorite dessert, if you don't get the little cheesecake from Pandora, is you go over to Dino Bites and get the ice cream cookie sandwich, and it's massive. It's literally dinosaur size, and you can feed 2 to 3 people with it. It's a really good price for what you're getting.
good. Yes, for sure. It's so good. We got it together one time when we went to Animal Kingdom. It was amazing. I was like, "Oh, where have you been?"
Definitely a little messy when you go like peak summer and eat it, but if you're going in like the January, February time, you can actually like eat it without it melting. So that's like the best time to get that snack.
Yeah, another snack that you introduced me to was the Rice Krispie balls at the front of Magic Kingdom at the confectionery. They're fresh, they're made there, they're amazing. I'm not a huge Rice Krispie person, but those little Rice Krispie balls with the chocolate drizzle are super fresh and amazing.
I don't know if they make them daily because I never worked at that one besides like the slushy station, but I've never had a not perfectly fresh Rice Krispie ball. The Rice Krispie Mickeys on a stick, like you get some that are like definitely made at the beginning of the day, not as fresh, but I mean, you never get anything stale if you go to confectionery.
Yeah, they're yeah. You have to get the ones in the bag though. Don't get the Mickey shaped.
Yeah, definitely get the balls. It's easier to share with people, and it you get like four of them, I believe. I mean, they might have changed it, but when we got them, they were four.
I want to say there were 8.
Was it eight?
There was a lot.
I think they had two different sizes.
Okay, because I know that like we had gotten a bag that was like it was grouped in 4, but it was 2 stacks of 4.
I know I definitely got it one time with four, but maybe it was just like a random day where they didn't have enough product to like do the packs of eight, so they changed the pricing. I'm not sure, but yeah, I definitely remember eight too. Because it's something I would only buy with other people. Because even though they're really fresh, like I don't need 8 Rice Krispies for myself. Because I will eat them because they are amazing. So I just can't do that to myself.
All right. And that brings us to the end of kind of why we are into Disney, why we love Disney, how we met, and now it's time to talk about the purpose of this podcast. So, I had this brainchild of talking about the original fairy tales because I took a children's literature class in college. So I've read most of the fairy tales that Disney's done and even some that they haven't done yet. So I've always been into this kind of thing, and a lot of people in my regular life are like, "Oh, I didn't know that Grimm fairy tale," or "I didn't know Hans Christian Andersen's original Snow Queen did this and this and this." So I like to bring that into like my regular life, like my regular friends that aren't Disney obsessed, and they're like, "Yeah, here's a fun fact." And so I thought that this would be a really cool idea for a podcast to talk about the original fairy tale and then Disney's adaptation and then the impact that that character and Disney have had on our pop culture. And I'm just like, who would be a good co-host? Abby is super funny. I think we're funny together. Abby, will you co-host this podcast with me?
And it gives me the opportunity to learn about all the movies that I don't remember. Because if I didn't like it the first time, I don't watch it a multiple times. So, I mean, I didn't even know Snow White. I watched it once, never again. I was probably 5, and now I know I like it. So it worked out great.
Yeah, it's a really good one. And I like being able to do a deep dive into the Grimm versions. And well, right now we're just doing Grimm because we just prepped our Snow White podcast. We're gonna film it. I mean, record it after this. I keep saying film. I'm like, we're not filming anything, you loon. But yeah, I'm super excited about this podcast, and I'm super excited about the possible community that we might be building around this, and just to kind of geek out about the history of things because I love history and Disney, and to mix them together and talk about the impact and the designs that have changed over the years. Like that's just really fun for me to learn and talk about.
It's also nice being able to talk about it with someone who understands what I'm talking about. Because whenever I throw in like a fact about a princess or how they came up with the idea, anyone I talk to is just like, oh, yeah, that's cool, and doesn't have anything else to bounce with it. Where you always have different information about the same topic, and it's really fun.
Yeah. So that brings us to our introduction conclusion. How's that for an oxymoron sentence? This is going to be the end of our introduction podcast. I hope that you've gotten a sense of who we are and why we're doing this, and that you will join us on this magical adventure. Thank you so much for being here. Goodbye. Thank you for listening to Disney A History. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite platform so you never miss an episode. For further discussions, join us on our Reddit. For bonus content, you can find us on TikTok and YouTube. See you real soon!